Hi, I'm Brian Hill from Shepherd's Pie in Rockport, the chef owner there. I have a great team working there, and they love to make our house dish, shepherd's pie. We make it slow and low, and we make it with lamb shanks, and that's one of the tricks to the dish, is that slow cooked lamb shanks adds a whole new dimension. We braise them in Madeira with anchovy and caper and lots of aromatics. All around Maine there's different versions of shepherd's pie, but we wanted to make ours really unique, but also really comforting and just a perfect slow and low kind of dish.
Hi, I'm Fred. I have the Cupboard Cafe in New Harbor. Right now we're preparing to send up some cinnamon rolls. It takes about 20 minutes for cinnamon buns. I got some blades ready to go right here. Put the hand. This gives you better control over it. Well, they're all ready to go now. So you can cut right in them and they go pretty fast. By 9, between 9 and 10, I'm out.
Hi, I'm Laura Benedict from the Red Barn, and we're making Laura's famous seafood stew. Start with the onions and butter, then the haddock, scallops, Maine shrimp, then we come with a full pound of lobster meat, fresh picked lobster meat, and cook it as fast as you can. Every pot takes under 20 minutes to cook, which is the secret. A lot of people think low and slow and it'll give it all the flavor, and I promise you that's not the way this seafood stew is done. And it is something that we've been doing since I've had this recipe since 1983, so 30 plus years.
Hi, I'm Sue from Noodles Diner. I'm making walnut pie today. I have eggs and melted butter and vanilla. I just added some sugar, flour, and salt. Let that beat out, and then I'm going to put my taro milk in. Everything's from scratch. Taro. I've got my walnuts already at the bottom of my crust. Takes about 50 minutes for it to cook. I like to have my flat cold when I start with it, because if it's too soft, then the pie crust is really hard to work with, and I always use really cold water when I mix it together.
Hi, I'm Shanna O'Hay, and this is my husband Brian O'Hay.
And we are the co-chefs of Academe Restaurant at the Cannon King.
And we're going to be making our lobster lo mein dish today. We start off actually with just mayonnaise, and then we're going to add white miso. This is a fermented soybean paste, and it has just a ton of flavors. And then we're going to add a little bit of white soy, a little bit of mirin, which is a sweet Japanese wine, a little bit of rice wine vinegar. That's going to be the acid piece, which sort of helps pull all the flavors forward. And then a little bit of lemon honey. And that's just going to balance out the sweetness. And then one of my favorite new condiments. It's called sambal olik. It just brings out the heat, and that's going to be a nice, counterpoint to the sweetness of the lobster. We have our chilled lo mein noodles, and when you cook these, what you want to do is what's called shock it afterwards. This is a thing that all of us chefs do. We take an ice water bath and we put the pasta in there, bring it back up, dry it off, and then that way the noodles won't overcook. So we're going to throw in our lobster meat into the noodles. We're going to add a little bit of fresh cilantro, some toasted sesame seeds, and then scallions. Then we just add the dressing in and mix it. Plate this, and then we're going to get our pork belly together.
Alright, so now we're going to work on our pork belly. The key when you're working with pork belly is you want to start off with a low flame. You kind of want to just render off that fat. Alright, so we have our warm pork belly with a nice little crispy exterior, soft, tender interior. And again, we're just going to finish it with a little bit of fresh cilantro, some toasted sesame seeds, and then a product that I love, it's a ginger vinegar. So it has a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of spice, and we just do a little drizzle right over top. So very simple, I think a little bit elegant, and It's great for the next day leftovers as well.